talk to us and have a community. And then you transition and you're just a guy walking down the street that people cross the street so that they're not near you.
Yep.
And friendships are so much harder to build. And people are colder. And what's hard is none of this invalidates how real and raw women and people who are in marginalized groups feel about cis white men. All of that's valid.
Welcome, my friends, to the RP Experience. Peace and love to my brothers and sisters out there. Thank you for hitting the like button, subscribing, sharing, and turn on all notifications so you know when I have a whole new video up. Is that little phrase working? Even though now I can say it effortlessly. Today's video is going to be about a woman who transitioned into a man and is struggling to cope being a man. Now, the creator that I'm going to use his video as a template is going to be Replicant Fish, because his videos are usually hilarious to me. Now, of course, though, his videos that he is probably saying certain things I may not use, or either I might clip out or something like that I don't agree with. But this particular one here, which I don't like to usually, well, the moral part of me don't like to belittle or make fun of somebody, especially when they are down. This one right here, I'm a little like torn, because she made that decision without putting too much thought into it. And while I feel for everybody out here that's going through their own struggles, and especially that one where I guess a person feels like they're in the wrong body and they want to be something else. I've never experienced that, but I try to understand. And of course, though, I believe in choice, freedom of choice, and it's a free world. Do what you want to do, as long as you are not hurting somebody or trying to force your will on somebody else. But remember, all choices have consequences. Sometimes your choices may give you a favorable outcome, and many times I think your choices will give you a outcome that you did not foresee, you did not expect. Before I started this YouTube thing, I pretty much thought it out and knew many people that kind of knew me or vaguely knew me was going to prejudge me. My thing is, as long as I'm being honest with myself and I am not going out of my way to hurt someone or either belittle somebody, then fuck how they feel, really. Because I gotta do, after spending most of my life trying to not hurt somebody's feelings or something like that, not saying what needs to be said, I'm at that point now that, look, most people don't care how I think and feel about stuff. So now I don't care neither, even though I cannot be as heartless, but still. Anyway, let's start this video now.
She became a man but can't handle the weight of masculinity. Yeah, being a man is a heavy weight to carry, but being a man, you're used to it. It's natural. Still heavy, but natural.
Nobody told me how lonely being a man is. I had closer friendships with random women I met in the bathroom before I transitioned at clubs because of how open women are than I've had in my 8 years of transitioning.
You got soft hands, boy.
Okay, I'm going to let him finish. Okay, I'm going to let him finish. Since I'm going to refer to him as a man, because this is now his reality. But so far, many men would say to you, just man up.
To this day.
What's your problem? Stop crying. Man up, bro. Man up. You're a man now. Man up.
At clubs because of how open women are.
Oh, let's go.
Let's go!
Because women are just so much more vulnerable and deep than men. But to have known, and I think a lot of trans men feel this, is we knew what depth felt like before we transitioned. We knew what it felt like to have people want to hug us.
Wow.
And to have people want to talk to us. And to have a community. And then you transition and you're just a guy walking down the street that people cross the street so that they're not near you.
Yep.
And friendships are so much harder to build. And people are colder. And what's hard is none of this invalidates how real and raw women and people who are in marginalized groups feel about cis white men. All of that's valid. But I also now understand why the suicide rate is so much higher in men. Because this shit is lonely. And I'm an emotionally mature man. I know how to build friendships, and it is still really, really hard. Try to think about how you can, in your small little community where you feel safe, can reach out to the men in your life and just help them feel maybe seen for a moment.
Yeah, good luck with that one. You have to toe a very fine line, or you're just a misogynist.
Or do little conversations to help their emotional maturity so that they can reach out to people and have deeper guy friendships.
Trans man goes viral after getting emotional about the loneliness of life after gender transition. Oh. Really? You're a man. No one cares. Man it up. Pick up your balls and go home. Synthetic balls, obviously, and go home. A biological female turned trans man went viral this week after posting an emotional video about the loneliness of being a man. Oh my God, all the smallest violins in the world. Oh.
No one cares.
The loneliness of being a man that's part of being a man. She's learning. Nobody told me how lonely being a man is, the influencer claimed in the 2-minute video discussing having more friends when identifying as a woman. Wow. The subject also discussed why male suicide rates is higher than in women. I mean, men have been saying it for the longest time. I mean, it's sort of obvious to a degree. I mean, it's obvious. To a lot of men, it's obvious. But a lot of other men would say, are you weak? Are you gave up too easily? That's weak. To a degree. But then again, a lot of men would understand from both perspectives. Yeah, being a man is raw and visceral. Woo! I'm not going to read all of that, but you get the point. Let's get back to the beginning.
Nobody told me how lonely being a man is. I had closer friendships with random women I met in the bathroom before I transitioned at clubs because of how open women are.
Well, to be honest, as a man, you kind of don't really want to make too many friends in the bathroom. As a man, it's like, oh, bro, like, yo, I ain't that friendly, bro. Easy. Easy, seriously.
Yeah, men don't do that. We don't make friends in the bathroom. And here is a good example right here.
Holy shit!
Muggsy Bogues?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Hey, how you doing? I'm not going to shake your hand. I'm in the bathroom.
I appreciate that.
This man has bathroom etiquette.
I haven't touched anything yet. I just want you to know.
Okay, I appreciate it.
I'm a huge fan, man. Huge fan.
Thank you.
One of the great guards of all time.
Absolutely. We really enjoyed watching you play.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, guys.
Nice to meet you, man.
Same here.
Pleasure to meet you. Go ahead. Do your thing.
All right.
Yeah.
Obviously, yeah, men can make friends very easily, but in different situations. Like, they're not going to do all those girls in one toilet cubicle sniffing each other's farts and probably sniffing something else. I'm just saying, but yeah, buck up. Come on, you're a man now. Buck up. You're a man. Now you're a man. Now you're a man. Oh yeah, let's go.
Than I've had
Oh,
in my 8 years of transitioning.
wow.
Because women are just so much more vulnerable and deep than men. But to have known, and I think a lot of trans men feel this, is we knew what depth felt like before we transitioned. We knew what it felt like.
That's sort of insulting, as if men have no idea what depth feels like. Yeah, a lot of men do. Now, a lot of men admittedly would probably hide that feeling and probably hide their depth deep down. Billionaires blowing themselves up sort of depth, they'd hide their feelings that deep down. But yeah, men are deep as well. And not just billionaire suicidal deep, but yeah, men are deep. Come on, that's quite insulting.
Like to have people want to hug us.
Oh.
And have people want to talk to us. And have a community. And then you transition and you're just a guy walking down the street that people cross the street so that they're not near you.
Yeah. Yeah, that's real, being a man. Every single time you leave your house, people remind you, oh, you're a man. You're a man.
Men use women.
Now you're a man. The point is, it's not that I don't understand anything of what he, formerly known as she, is saying. It's not as if I don't understand. I fully understand. However, as men,
No one cares.
and as men listening, what do we understand?
No one cares.
I don't need a man.
No one cares. No one is going to ever come and save you. Nope. And there's one big part about this that women never own up to, and women just cap on completely. Because women want to blame everything on the patriarchy, oh, it's just evil, toxic, patriarchal men. Blah. When the reality is, there is so much about being a man that women themselves uphold. There's so much about masculinity, so much about the patriarchy itself that women uphold.
That's fucking ridiculous.
Now you can think I'm talking crap, but just to clarify, have a look at this.
I did not interview men for the first 4 years of my study. And it wasn't until a man looked at me one day after a book signing and said, I love what you have to say about shame. I'm curious why you didn't mention men. And I said, I don't study men. And he said, that's convenient.
Interesting. And funny.
And I said, why? And he said, because you say to reach out, tell our story, be vulnerable.
Mm-hmm.
But you see those books you just signed for my wife and my 3 daughters? I said, yeah.
Listen to the gem, and I'm sure many men listening can relate.
They'd rather me die on top of my white horse than watch me fall down.
I'm sorry?
They'd rather me die on top of my white horse than watch me fall down.
Yeah.
When we reach out and be vulnerable, we get the shit out of us.
Ooh, damn.
And don't tell me it's from the guys and the coaches and the dads. Because the women in my life are harder on me than anyone else.
Goddamn right. To this day!
There we go, right there. Yeah? You see where I'm going already, don't you? You see where I'm going. My audience is very intelligent, if you're not pretend. You see where I'm going already, don't you? As men, we know women say a lot of things in terms of the patriarchy, but we understand they would make sure we die on our horse, work ourselves to death, more than to ever fall off that horse and be an embarrassment to them. Why? Because we're men. We have to keep going. On your white horse, you could be on your square if you want to, on point, on game, on your grind, on your focus, your mission, your goal, whatever you want to use. The point is, as men, we know we have to be on something because we know no one is coming to save us when we do fall off that white horse, if we do fall off our square.
Outstanding.
So I started interviewing men and asking questions. And what I learned is this. You show me a woman who can actually sit with a man in real vulnerability and fear, I'll show you a woman who's done incredible work. You show me a man who can sit with a woman who's just had it. She can't do it all anymore. And his first response is not, I unloaded the dishwasher. But he really listens, because that's all we need. I'll show you a guy who's done a lot of work.
Not all men are good listeners, but a lot of men are good listeners because a lot of men understand no one listens to them. Yeah? Let that echo for a bit.
And friendships are so much harder to build.
Yeah.
and people are colder. What's hard is none of this invalidates how real and raw women and people who are in marginalized groups feel about cis white men. All of that's valid.
Wow, imagine if she transitioned from a white woman to a black man.
You never felt pain, did you?
Oh, God. Oh, God. Should have probably ended it already.
Damn.
But I also now understand why the suicide rate is so much higher in men. Because this shit is lonely.
It's real, it's raw, it's bloodthirsty because your competition is other men. But it's not all that dark and morbid, to be honest. You're just new to it. A lot of men grow up with it. And to a degree, you can say that it does make a lot of men quite hollow and quite dark. However, going back to my point, a lot of men have women in their lives that would make sure they never come off that. And an interesting point about men's darkness and the darkness a lot of men inhabit just to be is, I shouldn't even say this. I'll probably delete it from the video. This is when a woman who's genuinely feminine and cares about you, that comes into your life, into the darkness and illuminates that darkness of which is your life. Yeah, that's when, you know, the benefits and the real, genuine powers of a woman actually shine through. That was nice, but I'm going to delete. That was too nice.
And I'm an emotionally mature man.
Really?
I know how to build friendships.
No offense, if you were an emotionally mature man, you couldn't say that to other men in tears.
It is still really, really hard. Try to think about how you can, in your small little community where you feel safe, can reach out to the men in your life and just help them feel maybe seen for a moment.
Yeah, that's good.
Or
that's nice.
Do little conversations to help their emotional maturity so that they can reach out to people and have deeper guy friends.
He's got to man it up, suck it up, stand up, get back to it. It is what it is. Just another day. Shit happens. He's a man now. Well, that doesn't mean you can't have.
I was going to come in earlier to say something, but I want to let the video play and just say this all within this spot right here. To any women out there that's transitioning into men, if that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. If you are having a problem gaining man friends, we don't operate like women. This is not to judge women, but most of the time women become friends by sharing their feelings, bitching about their boyfriend, bitching about their parents. More of a social talking thing is where women usually become friends. Men do not operate like that. You know, actually, you going to share your stuff with a guy you don't know is going to have him kind of looking at you like, please get away from me now. Unless if he's a therapist or something, or he happened to be like me that will do that initially, and then depending on what the person is saying, I'll be like, okay, well, that's fucked up what you are going through. But men gain friends by competing against each other, like gaming, video games, sports, bowling. That's where men tend to bond. Yes, we do have a weakness of bonding with our feelings and stuff like that. But I guess it's a thing of like, as men, we need to be mentally tough. And me, I am not the most macho man of men walking around here. I am a guy that can be deemed as a little sensitive or a little like caring about how other people feel and stuff like that. But even then, I still have that gear in me that this is what I need to do. I need to suck it up. I need to toughen it out. And really the only thing that can sometimes make me wallow in despair is if all three of these things are not working for me, especially this first one. If I'm broke and I don't have money, that will, because a lot of our self-worth is tied into our finances. Now, I don't have to be rich. I I just have to have at least a couple of $1,000s in my account. And then I feel reasonably good. Now, another thing is I have to have some type of goal or something that, or hobby, a thing that I'm working on. That's another thing that will make me feel good. And the last thing is if I have a woman in my life that supports and loves me. Now, however, I used to rely on that one way too heavily. And now I'm kind of like, I'd rather take the 2 out of 3. You know, because that woman's an individual. Her mind and feelings can change. It can be good today, bad tomorrow. And of course, though, that go vice versa. But however, when a woman, her feelings will change with a guy, it almost seems like she never loved him at all. It's like she will totally go stone cold. If a man really loved the woman, and this is a little off subject here, some part of him will always still care about her, and it'll take him a while before he just totally turns cold to her or something, unless if he never really loved her at all. And that's why a lot of men will feel like if a woman's feeling just changes with you, especially within like a divorce, and she becomes a demon, that she must have never really loved you as a man for her feelings to change so abruptly like that. Because even if my woman did me wrong in a way, I've noticed all of them that I really loved and have feelings for, it took me a while to get over. So that's the thing I decided to kind of keep out of my life to a degree, because that's the only thing that was holding me back. Anyway, I've been talking long enough. Yes, it's hard being a man. Okay, I personally think if it was possible, if men and women could switch places and understand each other's point of view and live in each other's shoes at least for a month. I say a month because women have that menstrual cycle and men should have to go through that. That's why I would never make fun. See, that's the feeling side of me. I would never make fun of a woman that's acting emotional or a little irrational or something and say like, are you on your period? Because I cannot get one, so I don't know exactly how she is feeling. I know some women that has had their period and it seemed like they just muscled through it, that you could even tell that they was going through that. But then I also know some women that was like almost curled up in a ball in a break room because her cramps were so bad. So because of that right there, I would never make fun of a woman that's on her menstrual cycle, because I don't know what she's going through, because I can't experience it. Anyway, that's pretty much it. I know this video was a little long here, but I definitely want to say that stuff right there. Give me a like going out and a subscribe. Thank you very much and have a good day.
Can't take women from two different societies and compare.
Look at the divorce rate.
That's not our fault. Who's supposed to lead the household?
You're the ones that initiate the divorces.
Why do y'all not lead us to be better than and not divorced?
You don't listen. You argue. You're not even listening right now.
I'm listening. I believe what I'm saying.
Well, then, if you're gonna listen, start with shutting up. Okay. When you date a Japanese girl and she loves you, know the most common thing she says? She says, "If you're happy, I'm happy."
Seriously, do you see how she mocked it? That was true femininity, but American women think that that's just some kind of a joke or that it's a caricature.
And you said that women in Japan, like, those are the only true princesses that you've seen.
You don't act like a princess.
How? You've seen me for, like, what?
You act like a Dairy Queen.
Dirty work. Your ego has driven you out of truth. got no game.